It takes a lot to scare Travis. During his years on Deadliest Catch, he's faced all kinds of dangers.
Deadliest Catch, the popular reality series following fishermen navigating the brutal conditions of the Bering Sea during crab season.
From huge waves to lost ships, the Bering Sea is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Yet fishermen go out there to catch crabs, risking their lives. Deadliest Catch premiered on the Discovery Channel in 2005 and introduced us to many brave men working through storms and injuries.
I'm the smallest boat in the fleet. And this storm's highly dangerous.
Showing everything that goes on in the Bering Sea. With hundreds of these actors cast, some of them became legends, others left the sea behind, and sadly, a few have passed away. Who are these members? And what was their life like? Join us as we reveal what happened to some of the Deadliest Catch members and how they are doing now. Sig Hansen, the Northwestern legend. Sig Hansen has been one of Deadliest Catch's earliest actors, having joined since its premiere in 2005. He is captain of the ship Northwestern and a Norwegian-American captain. Born in Seattle in 1966, Sig grew up as a fisherman and started fishing at 14 years old. He has featured in each season of The Deadliest Catch, and while preparing for the season 21 premiere on August 1, 2025, he told them that the new season had made him reflective. Therefore, he was considering early retirement. This is mainly because of the accidents and dangers of the sea as well as his family. This surprised many because he had said he had no plans to retire as of 2024. In his words, he thinks he needs to spend some time away from the sea for the meantime. He also mentioned that aging has had him see things differently, noting that although he once considered those dangers as challenges, he is now fearful of the sea. Hansen has always been a family man too. He is the husband of June, and they both share 2 adopted daughters and another biological daughter from a previous marriage. I think about it all the time, and when I do think about retiring, it's only because I've lost so many people, he said. However, everyone would agree that Sig Hansen is one of the greatest captains on Deadliest Catch. With his well-played role in the movie, he has also proved to be a good leader. Maybe this retirement, indeed, is the break he needs to reward himself for his labor on the sea. What do you think of Sig's decision? And how do you think the next person on this list is doing? Captain Jake. Jake Anderson, currently 44 years old, joined the cast of Deadliest Catch in 2007. Jake was once the co-owner of the fishing vessel Saga.
Rookie Captain Jake Anderson and relief skipper Ray Flurchinger are back to battling terrible seas and worse fishing.
However, he eventually lost the ship due to financial setbacks. The loss of this boat and a series of unpaid taxes because he was trying to run a fishing business turned things upside down for him. This tragedy pushed him towards Deadliest Catch. He was introduced to the show by Sig Hansen, and by the end of season 20, Anderson became captain of the fishing vessel Titan Explorer, which is the boat he helms now. However, away from the camera and the sea, Jake has constantly had to battle with addiction. This addiction arose from a series of personal losses, financially, mentally, and physically. In the past, he has lost his sibling, Chelsea Dawn, and lost his father to mysterious circumstances, with his body being found days later by a passerby. He later released his book, Relapses, a documentary that covers his struggles with alcohol and drug abuse. Even though he relapsed several times, evidence points to the fact that he never gave up. Jake is also married to Jenna Anderson and has 3 children. Of the 3, there is a son, Luca, who has a health condition. However, there is a turnaround. Jake is sober now. Compared to the sad drug addict once known to us, Jake has turned his life around and is happier than before. He started believing in himself and that he could overcome addiction. His sobriety helped him through some of the darkest moments in his life. He is also more family-oriented and is steadily building the life of his dreams. This is Jake's story. How did the life of the next captain turn out during the show and beyond it? Let's find out. Keith Colburn, the Wizard Captain. Unlike every other member, Captain Keith Colburn had suffered a mini-stroke in Season 20 of the show, where he had collapsed on deck. Having started the show since its premiere in 2005, Keith has been an active member. His health issue, after it was reported, has left room for questions about him and his return to the show for Season 21. While some of their questions were from genuine concern, others were convinced that Keith would be sidelined with the official launch of a new season. However, according to a sneak peek, Keith Colburn would be returning for the upcoming season as a cast member of the Deadliest Catches. With his diagnosis revealed, Keith had suffered a transient ischemic attack, otherwise referred to as TIA. Yet, throughout the series, Keith has been one of the most outspoken, well-known captains of the show to fans. Therefore, hearing that he has been dealing with health problems that have left him moving forward with a normal life will definitely keep the fans on their feet to know how well he will perform. This, for Keith, also means that this may be his toughest season on the show. However, while he may not be interested in retiring in general, Keith's health is dictating it for him. He may end up having no choice but to leave the series behind at some point. Keith's time on Deadliest Catch is ending sooner than anyone would think. What no one can tell, however, is when exactly it will be or how soon it will happen. Every life carried a different fate. What is the story of the next member of Deadliest Catch on and outside the Bering Sea? Deckhand Marlon Reyes. Marlon Reyes, 38 years old, was once a deckhand on Deadliest Catch. He was a captain of 2 fishing vessels named Seabrook and Cape Caution. Marlon had been a fan favorite of Deadliest Catch since he began appearing on the reality show in 2012, before his unfortunate demise. Before his death, he suffered a heart attack and was taken to his hometown, Whitefish, Montana, on July 26th. However, he did not survive it. It did not take long before news of his death spread. He was found to have passed away from acute hard substance intoxication on the 27th of July, 2021. According to his wife, Reyes was one of the strongest guys she knew. He is survived by his wife, Heather Sullivan, and their 4 children. His body was cremated, and his best friend spread his ashes at the Bering Sea. To deal with the loss, the family resorted to recalling fond memories of Reyes to make the situation bearable. They are also surrounded by friends and family. There were several confirmations of his being a good man. His wife also noted that he touched many lives by being himself. She added that he was always showcasing a positive attitude and smiling. All the while, she fondly remembers him as being her rock while also being his. From one legend whose history lives on to another, some made it home, others did not. Who comes next? Nick McGlashan. Another member of the Deadliest Catch cast who died during the show was Nick.
Nick McGlashan, one of the stars of the Discovery series Deadliest Catch, has died. He was 33.
Born in Alaska to a veteran commercial fisherman, McGlashan began working on a boat when he was 13 years old. Nick was 33 years old when he died, and according to his biography, he was a 7th-generation fisherman. McGlashan worked as a deck boss on Deadliest Catch and has appeared on the series since 2013. But beyond the work and the roles he played, he struggled underneath. Cameras captured some of his struggles with substance misuse, and in May, he opened up about it in a Chosen magazine article titled "The Deadliest Disease." McGlashan wrote that he had been abusing alcohol, heroin, and methamphetamine, overdosing 3 times before he went into treatment in September 2016 and got sober. "My life went from Bering Sea badass to full-blown junkie very rapidly. Hidden from me was that passion I had for life," he wrote. The treatment made him get better. Since then, McGlashan has committed to embracing a sober lifestyle. He started inspiring others in their journeys toward recovery with his story and enlightened people about addictions with his book. Nick was also known for his incredible depth of knowledge and his sharp sense of humor, even in the most challenging conditions. Did the next person on this list also have a tough time like McGlashan did? Let's see. Captain Wild Bill. Bill Wichrowski was the captain of Summer Bay. He joined the cast of The Deadliest Catch in its season 13 in 2017. Reports say that he had been diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2020 and that the announcement had been made at the end of season 19 of The Deadliest Catch. Having revealed the nature of the illness, his doctor advised him to begin treatment immediately. Although Wichrowski did not make any appearance in season 20, updates were flying around regarding his health and treatment process. This treatment comprises chemotherapy and hormone treatments. Wichrowski then decided that he was not going to stop fishing because of his illness. He said he would continue to show up with his roles and duties. His goal was to give hope to people going through similar situations who did not want to live active lives. In his words, "I was hoping that the fact that I kept going would show people that if you have this, you can keep working," he shared. "You can keep your life moving. I wasn't going to stop unless I had to." He noted that he was receiving radioactive seeds and hormone treatments. He also mentioned that although the hormone treatment was necessary for him, it came with its own issues. In his words, testosterone drops to near zero by design. And he seems to be cancer-free now. He claims to feel very much younger than his age. How do you think the next member on this list is living life? The female swordfish captain. Season 19 of Deadliest Catch featured a few new cast members. Among them is Linda Greenlaw. Known as America's only female swordfishing captain on the East Coast and a best-selling author, Linda has navigated her way to become one of the world's most famous mariners. Linda has been a sailor since she was young and has an unrelenting passion for the sea.
There weren't a lot of girls fishing offshore. Commercial fishing is no place for a young girl. I used to hear a lot of that.
She began working on sword fishing boats at age 19, and she is currently 64 years old. She steadily rose through the ranks to command her own fishing vessel and write about her experiences in her books. It did not end there. She earned the U.S. Maritime Literature Award and the New England Book Award. She captains a lobster boat, delivers custom-built boats, runs fishing charters, and even grows oysters, and at the same time, still balances her writing career. Even though it was difficult for her to maintain her stance as a woman, she did not give up. She joined Deadliest Catch in 2023 and was co-captain with Will Wichrowski. While she is not a regular member of the Deadliest Catch show, she has appeared as a captain and a consultant. However, despite Linda's literary success, she never completely gave up fishing. "I'm definitely keeping my line in the water," she said. Her role in the show was unmatched, even despite her minimal appearance. As one actor's chapter closes, another opens. Whose story is next now? Captain Blake. Blake Painter was the former captain of the fishing vessel Maverick. He appeared in 10 early episodes of the series in the second and third seasons. At the time, he was the youngest captain on the show. He was very active and had a life going on for him, on and off the show. However, the appearances on 10 episodes were the end for him on Deadliest Catch. 11 years after leaving the show, Painter, who captained the crabber ship Maverick during King Crab season in Deadliest Catch's third installment in 2006, was discovered deceased in his home. His body was found in Astoria, Oregon, USA, by concerned friends and local police. According to a report from MSN, authorities detected no signs of foul play or suspicious circumstances surrounding Painter's passing. Clatsop County Sheriff Tom Bergen said on Tuesday, the 29th of May, that Painter had been discovered dead in his home on the 25th of May, 2018, after friends were unable to reach him for an extended period of time. Toxicology results are pending to determine the cause of death, Bergen confirmed. Painter was very popular before his death. Season 3 of Deadliest Catch saw Painter, previously a longtime deckhand aboard the Maverick, take over the helm as the vessel's new captain. During that 2007 season of the series, Painter was considered the youngest skipper in the fleet, MSN reported. The third season of the Emmy Award-winning series was the last to feature Painter. What do you think of Painter's death? Let's find out how the next person on the list is doing. Tony Lara, Cornelia, Marie Captain. Tony Lara was a former crabbing captain who appeared in Season 7, Episode 9 of The Deadliest Catch show. He replaced Phil after he had passed and was introduced to the show by Josh Harris. Lara unfortunately appeared for only 6 episodes before he died at age 50. He served as an anchor to Josh, who was still visibly shaken by the loss of his father. The vessel used by him was handed back over to Josh Harris and Casey McManus. After his brief stint in the show, Lara died in Sturgis, South Dakota, in August 2015. He passed while attending the Sturgis, South Dakota, motorcycle rally. According to the autopsy, the cause of death was eventually ruled as a heart attack.
Tony Lara was 50 years old when he died of a heart attack while he was in South Dakota for a motorcycle rally.
It was found that there was scar tissue on Lara's heart, which was consistent with the effects of a heart attack. Even though his appearance on the show was brief, he greatly impacted the lives of those he had worked with. Even in his passing, he was praised for being a good teacher. He was always there whenever his friends needed him and was known for his good reputation in the town. The crew, for Deadliest Catch, after his burial, further encouraged loved ones and fans to honor Lara's memory as their captain. What do you think of the lives of these personalities? Do you think there would have been a difference in their lives, positively or negatively, if they had not featured in Deadliest Catch? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.